All these buildings are being either built on add-ons or are building add-ons right now. The mutas come into the base right now. 2 Marines pop out of the reactor barracks, but right now it looks like these mutas have pretty much free reign on this Terran base.
Oh, can they stop Stim? If they stop Stim, this will be absolutely devastating.
Yeah, I mean,
it looks like doing nothing to stop him, and you see the rare Contaminate coming down on a barracks. I don't know if I've seen that too many times before, and Jim Rising, honestly, at this point, is seeing no reason to leave whatsoever. I mean, finally, maybe these Marines, he has enough, but remember, Stim hasn't even been restarted, and, oh, this is getting so rough. Oh, and able to pick off just a couple in small numbers. He's not able to do it, and there is the nice, easy GG area of this cliff, and we'll see what he can do.
Yeah, and 5 Marines here. Normally you need 6 to kill off an Oracle, but the Marines got the despite first
the fact that it
shot
looked
off.
like
its life might not be a particularly long one. This push coming across the map, not only should it just be immediately sent back home upon sight of that first Colossi, but I really think that moving forward, 4 Colossi on the map before any Vikings, you could really be in trouble. A great force fields there, catch a bunch of the army, and this is what I was talking about. Curse suddenly, I think, in a great position to push across the map if he wants to and apply pressure.
Yeah, and Terran, you can see a little bit, not quite a panic maneuver, but throwing down another starport instantly, and oh, even more getting picked off. Not what you want, and oh no, he's gonna fly.
It might be you for a second.
That was me, actually. Yeah, he's got a lot. Oh, blinking under the medevacs, picking off 2 medevacs as well at the 4th base. You know, and even with the Dark Shrine coming down, and I think he should, at worst case, he should be able to deny a 4th base for quite a while. This drop 4 hit points away from the feedback, killing off that medevac, and it'll fly away. And looks like there's got to be, there are 4 on the map right now. And here comes the big engagement. Colossi raining down. Huge storms go down on the Vikings and on all the bio. The Vikings are melting here. All these Colossi continue to survive. There's 3 Colossi left. And all these Vikings in the red, he's got to focus down these Vikings. The Stalker's not doing it. It looks like all these Colossi Stalkers coming forward, focusing down this 3rd base, and all of the units coming out down the ramp. It really looks like, as I mentioned, and I guess we had just spoken about, Curse very much in control of this game. GG's call. And Integrity Gaming takes game number 2.
Yeah, absolutely, and a good distinction to make there between the 2 builds. And I'm wondering if he's now adding on 2 engineering bays. I thought maybe he transitioned to sort of a weird mech, but I wasn't quite sure. Oh, yes. Sorry, I had that on screen. The Hellions just roasting some drones. Now 15 killed, actually. And, oh, they do sneak by into the main. Liaison, not the best situation.
No, this is a really rough spot. These Hellions worth their weight in gold. When all is said and done, 25 workers, it looks like, will have gone down. Will he get a 26th? No, just barely missing that. So suddenly, the Zerg player, who honestly I thought was in a wonderful position, had this wall pretty much complete. You just need to put 1 queen there to fill that choke, and it just didn't.
The Banelings.
For Priest. And
oh, that's not how you do it. Oh, but a good surround coming down. Decent Baneling hits, and not a bad engagement. I mean, losing the mutas maybe evens that out a little more. Right now, it's looking a little bit rough, and we'll have to see what Priest can do here, but it's not looking great for him as this Terran army is now boldly going in.
Yeah, this is going to be the engagement. He can find a way here to kill all of this off. He's got a lot of it down. The supply is still in favor for the Terran. Now it's actually evened up, but a lot of that is in workers, up to 85 drones now. But here come the Banelings crashing in on creep. This is what we were talking about. Has Sendo overextended here? These medevacs sacrificing these links, actually exactly what he wants to do. He's got this Ultraless Cavern finishing up, and he's going to want to put a lot of that supply into those Ultras. This base should get canceled here by Priest. A nice play from Sendo, but these Lings are wreaking havoc in the mineral line here. At this stage in the game, Sendo may actually have had too many workers anyway, so being able to, and that base actually just falls in the bottom left, so a little bit sloppy, but having 58 SCVs is perfectly fine because of mules and because you really just want your army to be bigger here from the Terran perspective. But only 2 ultras in the production tab. Honestly, I still think he should sacrifice some lings for the cause for the ultras. And well, he's getting the chitinous plating, and once those ultras pop, it may start to again just kind of be go time here for Priest, who has evened this game up wonderfully.
Yeah, and he's got a little bit of a window here before 3-3 finishes up, where he's got 2 upgrade advantage, 1 in armor, 1 in weapons, and he's kind of coming in from an interesting angle here from behind. Oh, the Widow Mines crash in. Oh, they crashed in hard. Oh, and a great cleanup across the board.
How in the world did I let this one possibly get away from me running these Marines back? The Widow Mines do go off, get some pretty good hits on those Banelings, but these Marines just have to keep running, and splitting, and, well, they're just going to tickle these Ultralisks. Not a lot these Marines can do against Ultras, and, well, it's 184 supply to 30, and once these units pop out, fourth base of the Terran player, which is much more valuable here. The 5th over by the, I guess, more conventional 4th is a planetary fortress, which will be more difficult to defend, but these SCVs are suddenly on the run here. He's all the way up to 72 SCVs, so he didn't stop producing going off from those Widow Mines. Only 4 Banelings remain here, and they get cleaned up by the last Widow Mine shot, and suddenly Priest is headed for the hills, running back from the direction which he came and running.
I think it's just entire. Oh, wrecked Mutas, so many of them. I think the key has just been adding in these Marauders. Look at the position of the Marauders, all of them out front. Perfect position. He's going to take all the Baneling shots there. Baneling's now trying to get in, but the Marines just tear him down too quickly, and KLG Sendo.
And he's still building Mutas here, which I think is just a little bit comical at this point. He's got 1 on the map. He's got 6 more on the way, so you have 7 total. This base is getting dropped in the bottom left-hand corner. And, you know, those are really nice plays here from Sendo, who, again, is continuing macro really nicely, dropping all the mules up in his top left expansion, as you can see them expiring over there. But,
yeah, and he's actually kind of resetting the tech tree, so, oh no, down goes, oh, potentially, oh, the Ultras pop, whoa, all of a sudden, I was like, oh, well, the spawning pool is dead.
Yeah,
nope.
You can't really kill off any building being repaired by that many SCVs, so.
Yeah, another 2 Mutas went down during that, by the way, got skimmed right off the side, so sticking with your theme.
Yeah, it's tough, and more Mutas falling here, focusing down the Mutalisks and the hatchery. So 54 Mutas total have been killed. That's a record in any game I've watched, Danny. I don't know about you, but just craziness. Sendo's got the bank. He's got the units right now, and, well, he's forced this engagement that's coming in here from Priest, running his units back. The Widow Mine's getting good shots off. The Banelings actually get a couple hits off onto the Marauders, and all these Marines are left, and, well, down go a couple Ultras. It's 177 supply to 139. The Muta's running forward, and the Marines actually run away. A little bit awkward there, but yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about. It's really difficult here for Priest to actually engage into this.
Yeah, I mean, oh, it's so rough for him back and forth there, and I thought he might try to force that engagement because a lot of these Marines are still far in the orange because he kind of had to overstim a little bit. I think that's why he chose to chase him down, because he thought maybe if I can keep pushing, you know, I'll get one really, really good engagement where you're really low on health, and then I'm only fighting half of your near maxed out army. But now Sendo's going to come in and says, you know what, enough of your hive, enough of your tech structures. Let me go ahead and take everything out here. But if you look, he just doesn't quite have the medevacs to heal everything up. Oh, but it doesn't look like the Zerg's going to pull back at all. He's just going to do his own thing. And is this base trading at this point?
It can be, but again, just reinforcing completely with Lings here because of how low the gas count is for the Zerg player. And really just sending back part of his army. There's really only Ultras, a handful of Banelings, and some Mutas left over here. And these Marines and Marauders, if controlled well with a couple medevacs for support, should be more than enough to deal with this, while the rest of this base is just ravaged here. Based on how this has gone, but it looks like Priest does want the engagement here. The Banelings roll in, half the army stimmed, now the other half stimmed, and, well, the Banelings connect mostly on Marauders. The Marines focus him down really nicely. It's 107 supply to 113, though.
Yeah,
and
well,
it seems like neither player really wants to engage on the other's terms, and, well, rightfully so. 2 Widow Mines go off. Not great shots gone off here, but the army comes around from the left side here for Sendo. Ultras come in. They get taken down relatively quickly here by the Marauders that eat, again, a lot of these Baneling shots, but then it's just Marines against Ultras, which is great for those Ultralisks, and they'll trade very cost efficiently. The Marines end up melting, but the few Marauders that remain will help, and now it's Lings coming in. Widowmines get off some pretty decent shots there, and the Marines getting healed up. Well, Lings going down.
But I really think if you just...
The line of orange across the map as well, and when that arrives and kind of centralizes together, these 5 mutas are not going to be able to do much. And yeah, I think that we may finally 53 and a half short minutes into this game. It didn't feel like that, to tell you the truth, Danny. It was really back and forth. Wasn't one of those long kind of like, ugh, why are they still playing kind of games. GG.
I still wanted to see it. I just want to say that.
Thought out. Hey, he's actually from Ghoul.
Yeah, I mean, and if he doesn't see that cannon, if he doesn't have the intuition to cancel, that hatch will finish just before the cannon. He will not. I think he's just going to try to take out the pylon as quickly as possible, but the damage is kind of already done.
Yeah, this pylon being focused down the Lings. How many of them are going to get killed here? A lot of them. 10 Lings do fall. 11, I think, in the end when it's all said and done. 7 for one, 4 for the other cannon, and there's still the cannon, of course, at the natural. And is that Overlord going to fall? No, it's going to just barely get away. The cannon's repowered now, though, and suddenly this Queen needs to run for its life. One more shot gets the Queen down. His hatchery looks almost sure to fall at this point now, with that second cannon coming down as well.
He's in bad shape because both these bases are basically going to get attacked, and
it's funny that he's still building these pylons, even though he's got like tons, and he's warping in stalkers down by that third base. He's marching on forward. This gold base, don't think it's got a long life in its future, but as more and more zealots are warped in and are marching over again from that third base, it's well, 22 army supply to 30 in favor of the Zerg, but it looks like both queens may fall. Mothership core dangerously low as well. One queen falls, but the Mothership core does as well. And now those roaches coming out. The Nidus is down in the main base here, and the gateways are Chrono. Does he see the Nidus? Yeah, he does see it on his mini-map. So, well, it looks like he may just go for the counterattack here as Panda Bear. It may be his only chance, but there are a couple Zealots being warped in. They're not going to be able to handle these roaches.
I just watched it on the stream because it just now came on, and I mean, that Mothership, oh god, Artosis Pylon. 4 gateways and a forge unpowered. Oofda. And this Mothership core, I wonder if it should just kind of start whittling on these roaches
here,
a little bit.
Just some roaches, drones being pulled off the line as well to try and do something here. Spine crawlers being built as well. Is this Protoss army really being pushed back here? It looks like it may be,
I was
again,
incorrect.
Here comes the Nidus again.
We shall see how this goes.
The main base roaches coming out and a huge push up this main ramp here. The spine crawlers. Is there a transfuse here from these queens? It doesn't look like it. It gets focused down. Lots of sentries here for force fields as well. The Zealots running rampant. The roaches in the back here are doing damage, but there is a photon overcharge on the Nexus, so it should be cleaned up eventually. And despite a valiant effort here from Panda Bear Me, he's forced to pull drones once again. Roaches taking down the Zealots, taking down the sentries, but is there just too much Protoss here, Danny? It's looking like it just might be. 63 supply to 20 and plummeting here down to 5 drones. And, well, looks like Ghoul may take this 3-1 lead for KLG heading into game number 5. There's the GG. Direction and should be able to defend it pretty easily. He's getting very fast speed here, and well, these Zealots warping in, trying to apply some 3-gate pressure, it looks like, but they'll be killed off by all of these Lings that came out, and well, very nicely defended here by Daze.
Yeah, it was a very nice little maneuver there. And Daze has been in GM for a long time. I believe somebody in chat said that he is a 4-time GM player and current GM, whereas Gemini is, oh, and missing the block. Oh, and the center was out. Oh, wow. And BM coming out from Gemini saying,
a little bit